Are we at a stage where we seriously need to consider ditching the three at the back? We don't have wing backs. We've got a lot of attackers. So is it time we play a particular formation, a particular style that actually gets the better of their attackers?
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fantastic weekend. Obviously, you guys are enjoying Monday night at the moment, wherever you are, all across the world. I'm actually on Tuesday morning at the moment. And as I said, it's a good feeling when your team gets the victory over the weekend. And it was an important victory against Spurs, let's be honest. Now we're in this top four dogfight, which we don't want it to be. And if we don't want it to be, then we need to keep picking up these victories. And hopefully from here on, we go on a bit of a run. But the conversation that we want to have today is it time? Is it time to perhaps go away from the three at the back, wing backs, and actually play a style, a formation that is more conducive to the attackers that we have, utilizing all the different attackers that we have? So, we're at a point right now where there's injuries in the back line, there's injuries in wing backs, so we're a bit down in that particular department. It gives us a good opportunity to perhaps try something different. And we've seen that now against Spurs several times, and it's not a coincidence that players like Hakim Ziyech is thriving. We're going to talk a lot about Hakim Ziyech, but at the same time, I believe the players like Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi in the second half in the recent match that we won against Spurs look really good. Mount, he looked really, really good throughout the game, and I think it's because he was more, playing as a box to box. He tucked in the midfield, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly what went on in that particular match. And it's something to think about whether this is probably the right time now to switch things around. We've got the bit of break until Plymouth Argyle match, which is in about a week and a bit. Then we've got the Club World Cup. And it's not until mid-February that we start playing Premier League football again. So this is probably the best time to start transitioning. I mean, I'm not saying shelve away the three at the back. You can use it, but I think it's time we think about transitioning away. So let's bring this up. This was the setup, ladies and gentlemen. This was with the ball. On the ball, we'll show you the deviation. The deviation from this particular formation. On the ball, this is what happened. Off the ball, something else. Kepa in goalkeeper, Sa as left back, Silva was the LCB on the left-sided CB, Rudy the right-sided CB, Spilicueta right back, Jorginho sort of the single six, lone DM as many would like to say it, Kovacic one of the eights, LCM, Mount the RCM, more box to box, Ziyech out wide, more really hugging the touchlines like this, and then Callum was also out wide, more really hugging the touchline like that, and Lukaku up front. Now, what this formation does with the ball is that as you can see, now we are able to fit in Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Lukaku, Ziyech, all in the same field, and this is a positive. This is a positive, and it just allows us to be a lot more free in the way we want to play. Now, with the ball, we saw a lot of the times Ziyech get the ball out wide over here. And I'm going to demonstrate to you the goal that Ziyech scored, basically, how that went down. So, basically, Callum Hudson-Odoi from this particular channel picked up the ball. He was actually over here. Picked up the ball from here. He turned Tanganga, went past him like this, and then started to dart in the run inwards. Whilst this was happening, Lukaku was making space over here. Mount was also running through into these areas, and Ziyech was taking up this half space position. in and around like that. And what the other thing also happened was, and this was the great factor, as you guys remember, Ryan always talks about this, Carefree Tactics on my channel. When Ziyech is in this situation, you really need the right back to bomb up and give another different headache for the opposition. And this is what Aspie did. Have a look at the goal that Ziyech scored, and you'll see the complete footage. Callum comes in, darting in after doing brilliantly being direct against Tanganga. Mount, you'll see, runs in from these sort of locations and then goes into this area to give the opposition something else to think about. And Ziyech was probably around here, and he comes in inwards like that. And then Aspie makes the darting run very quickly and gives another option right there. And what this allows is, as you can see, now the defenders have 3 players to think about. And it allowed Ziyech all the time, all the freedom, where the defenders did not close him down. And from there, as we know, it was history. Ziyech gets into this location and he whips a curler, and it was top bins, literally top bins. And throughout the match, this is what was going on. And similarly on the left side, Callum was getting the same benefits as well. Cover was a lot more on the left side, because Sarr was not really looking to push up. He was defensively a lot more solid. Aspie every now and then would push up and get into these areas, but predominantly he was solid in this particular position. It wasn't as if there were overlapping fullbacks. There were more underlapping. There was more sort of staying in these sort of areas to give more numbers in midfield. Mount would dart in, as I said. Jorginho would take more middle positions. Obviously, would be a lot more higher up in these sort of areas. And Kovacic would be operating in and around these sort of areas. So this particular form really allows us, as you can see, 5 attackers, 5 defenders, including Jorginho. And it gives a great balance. Off the ball, what it does as well is, this is what happens. Off the ball, depending on where the play is coming from, so let's say the play is coming from the left side, you'll see Callum tuck in as an auxiliary wingback or a false wingback. This would end up being something like this. And then you have this situation, right? If the play is coming from the right side, you'll see Ziyech tucking in as a false wingback. And you'll see something like this happening for in the midfield and Lukaku up front. And as I said, this formation not only allows us to have that extra attacker, because 3 at the back, you'd have another defender, but it's very flexible. Off the ball, you can have Ziyech or Callum as the wingback to help you out. And you've got Sarr, Silva, Rudy, Aspie, who are very versed in order to be solid CBs. So I truly like the way we're playing this. It was a Thomas Tuchel talks about 4-1-4-1, and I'll tell you exactly how it was 4-1-4-1 now. It was like this. So as you can see, 4 at the back, Sarr, Aspie, Silva, Rudy. Jorginho is the one, so 4-1-4-1. So you can see the 4 over here and the 1 over there. So it's 5 in defense, 5 in offense, providing great balance, great flexibility as well. Off the ball, on the ball, I've just shown you exactly what was, what we were able to do with this particular formation. And Thomas Tuchel and Ziyech as well, post-match, said we were playing to our strengths. Every player was playing to our strengths. I mean, it isn't a coincidence that Ziyech is talking like that post-match. I think he was specifically trying to give the message to the fans and also the manager. I think the manager knows as well, because I'll get to what Thomas Tuchel said. Ziyech said, playing the players to their strength. And I think this, for the time being, the fact that we can't really use the wing backs, we don't have wing backs, and we've got issues in CB positions with Christensen now, Chalobah out, this allows us to give the greatest balance. Thomas Tuchel as well post-match said, yep, this is the first time Ziyech played as the widest right-sided player. And he said this is probably his best position. It's probably his best position. And he also mentioned this is probably a position that he doesn't get when we play three at the back. Let's just quickly show you if it was three at the back. If it was three at the back, it'd be, let's just say, Callum becomes the right wing back, Sar's the left wing back, Jorginho and Kovacic, and all of a sudden, it's something like this. And in this formation, you don't have Mount. Mount loves being in that midfield. And this is what I said. That 4-1-4-1 formation gets the best of Mount as well, being box to box. In this location, Mount has to drift in wide areas. Sometimes he'll have to make runs over here. He has to stay in this channel, whereas when he's playing in midfield, it's far better for him to operate it through the middle. That's where Mount is more devastating. Ziyech as well, all of a sudden, in this location, you know, he doesn't get to be the most widest player, because essentially you'll probably get Callum taking those particular positions, and then Ziyech has to tuck in. Because it's a wing back, Callum will probably be the most widest player. So, and also in this scenario, Callum has to produce a lot of defensive work as well, because it's three in the back. Whereas the 4 allows them to be so dynamic off the ball, on the ball as well. So it's a big change, but it's a good change for the time being. And I think something Thomas Tuchel really needs to think about. Let me know what you think, guys. I feel like it is the era of 4-1-4-1 at the moment, with the lack of options we have in wing backs, with perhaps maybe we're not even going to get wing backs in the January window. We're probably not even going to do any business. So I don't mind seeing this formation more in the Premier League, in the Champions League, whatever it is. And then us to continue this way, which allows our attackers to really express themselves. We have a lot of attackers, so why not let's use them, utilize them, and get the best out of them. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular situation, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.